Hello. We recently built another log cabin. We've built two of these before and we like them so much that we thought we'd show you how easy they are to make. You can see we're starting to build one here. The first tip I would give you is that you really do need to make sure that the base is completely level. The previous two were very simple to put up because they were so level. This one the base was put down by somebody else and it causes a few problems because it wasn't as level as it should be. The log cabin itself comes complete. It's delivered by a low loader and you can see that the pieces of wood are pretty long. It comes complete and you need to have enough access to be able to make sure that you can take it through to the place where you're actually going to build the log cabin itself. I'm going to switch directions in a moment and show you what it was like, but we actually did do this in one day. Gradually, as it's speeding up, you can see that the sun is moving round. We started not too early in the morning, but we see we're putting down here the insulated layer of waterproof membrane that goes down the outside. By that as a separate part, and then they literally lock together. They put together, they go together a bit like a jigsaw. And there's only the two of us doing this. And as I say, we managed to do this in one day. Providing you get the pieces in the right order, it goes up to pretty easily. One long side and then the two shorter sides, and gradually building up the front. You can have the door either left-hand side or right-hand side. But you can see it goes up pretty quickly. We've got the window frames in there and the door frame. And now we're starting to put across the lintel. That's really, really important. This is the lintel that's going in at the moment. And that's really important that you get that properly in place so that it ties the whole thing together. We then started to put on the roof sections. So you can see we've just gone up as far as we can there. Okay, we're getting towards the roof now. And I just thought I would show you how these interlock together. All of these logs slot together and are held tightly, and if you look at the end there, that's what they look like. So we're now just going to offer this one up at the end. Start to slot in. And then it's a case of knocking it down gently. They suggest a rubber mallet, but in fact a wooden one, a normal heavy mallet with a piece of wood is probably better, I think. So we just knock that down, knock it a lot. Just make sure that it's tight all the way along. Once we've put it in place and knocked it down, there shouldn't be a gap. But it is wood, it is a natural product. Not all of it is perfectly straight, so some of it stands slightly proud. I'm just going to knock in the other end now again to make sure it's in the right place and tight. We then proceeded to put on the roof. You can see here, that's the lintel that we're putting in over the top there, which we mentioned before, is absolutely essential that you get this in properly because that locks in the windows and also the door frame. And now we're putting the rafters across the bearers that are going to take the roofing. And the roofing comes as tongued and grooved pieces which are the right length, and it's really handy to have one of you up and one of you down, one person passing the pieces of wood up, and literally they're just nailed on. And we got all of this lot done in one day. You can see here we're putting in the panels, slotting those together, nailing them together. Now what we then did after we'd finished this, we didn't get this, we got the roof on in one day, the whole lot from start to finish, right the way to this. So this was all taken in one day. And we then used 40mm insulation for the top, for the roof and for the bottom. You can see here the bolts that are already in place on the doors. The doors are maybe not the strongest feature of the wooden cabin itself, but they work, they're adequate. If you want to replace them, you can, but we haven't needed to so far. Do need a bit of adjustment maybe. And there you can see what the log cabin looks like inside. It's a beautiful thing. We love it. We would have another one without even thinking about it. The company that we use is Dutch, and it's Tuin, and they do a whole range of different log cabins.